because this is my first go at doing a reaction video and it's late at night and I don't know what I'm doing with all the tech. But I just felt like saying this business about Meghan being rude and bossy at the polo match. What is stopping people from saying no? You'll see in a minute. I'm going to play this little video in a minute that I've got from the Murky Meg. I'm playing a little snapshot from her. Thank you, Murky Meg. I know she does really she really dislikes Meghan, I think, from what I can gather. They do love to rip into Meghan. I don't really care to rip into her, but I just would love to know why people don't stand up to her and say, no, what are you doing? I'm not moving. Like, there was this particular point here where she was, so that she did the weird kiss. When you slow this down, it all looks a bit weird. And she does look like she's wearing some weird outfit. I don't know why. And I have to admit that her dress sense is almost as if she is dressing to annoy people, because people do seem to be really annoyed with her all the time. She doesn't really have to do much for people to be annoyed, does she? And she always seems to look like she's enjoying herself genuinely. Now this is the bit. So she's sticking close to her husband. She's pointing out, she's directing that space. She doesn't want that woman standing next to her husband. And she's just standing there. But why did the woman just do what she told her to do? That this woman here could have just said no. Let's look at that again. Look, I know it must have felt very awkward and difficult. Let's look at how bossy Meghan was. How bossy was she? What did she do? Let's see if we've got any sound on this, shall we? I'm not sure Meghan's making room for her. Meghan is just glued to Harry's side. Is she making room? Let's see. Did she step over intentionally, or was she already just stood her ground and stood there? And then did she direct the other woman to move away? Let's just have a quick look at that again. What happened? So she's gazing adoringly in Harry's eyes. She's smiling, showing her teeth. She's shoulder to shoulder in that little crowd. They're all laughing. And Harry's top half of his body is doubled up, almost laughing. They're enjoying some sort of joke. Now, this is where they sort of separate. So Harry's arms come down. Meghan's freed herself up a bit from the other guy's shoulder. Strangely, then, Harry has really separated his body from Meghan. They're all separating. Harry's got an arm's worth of space here. There's nearly an arm's worth of distance between him and Meghan. And this person's still clinging onto this trophy with one finger. But Meghan hasn't moved. She's still sticking to him. Let's have a look at where her shoulder is in line with that little thing behind her. She hasn't moved. Look, she's still got this over here. And this woman is reaching forwards what looks like to take the trophy. Yep, she's stepping in to take the trophy. And Harry has made room for her. Harry is stepping away from Meghan, but he can't because this other guy is still hanging on to the trophy. So who's created this awkward moment here? I think Harry's stepping away from Meghan. And now the guy's had to let go of the trophy. So now Harry's bringing the trophy over for this woman to hang on to, I think. She's holding on to the trophy. Now Meghan's taken a step to the right towards Harry. Meghan's closed the gap. She's closed the gap. She's pushed him away, the guy, and she's holding her arm out to indicate, here's your space. And she stepped closer, closing up the body space between her and her husband. And then she's waving her fingers in that direction. Everyone's looking, so she must be speaking. And then she points there. You go on that side. But at this point, this woman could have just stood there. She could have just stepped back, stood next to Harry and faced forward and said no. Couldn't she? Why does no one ever stick up for themselves around people who are telling them what to do and ordering them about? Yeah, and this other woman stepped in and grabbed the trophy, taken the place of the guy that was holding the trophy, but she hasn't physically got closer to Meghan. And now this lady's having to hold the trophy up from underneath. And now she's saying again, over here, this is your position over here. Something. I wonder what she said to her. And again, that's quite forceful, the nod of the head and the wave of the arm. But again, she could have said, no, I'm here now. I'm not ducking down. I'm fine where I am. Oh, no, she's going to curtsy. Meghan's managed to orchestrate a curtsy. This woman, and they didn't even lift this up really high. They could have easily lifted that up so she didn't have to bend down like that. And Meghan's looking really pleased because she's had the equivalent of the royal curtsy and somebody putting themselves out. It's just so embarrassing. And these two are sort of making eye contact. So, did that really just happen? And now these two are making eye contact. He's like, are you happy now, my love? Is that how you wanted the photo? That's just, and everyone's awkward. She's looking awkwardly at Meghan. These two people are now hanging on. The guys have been pushed out. So we've now got the three women in the middle surrounded by the men. Sorry, what are these women got to do with this trophy? Anyone? No wonder they're laughing. It's just crazy. But why doesn't anyone ever stick up for themselves and just say no? What would she do? I'd love to see somebody say no. I would.